How was your evening last night? Ours was a little crazy.
A little eventful.
A little eventful, yeah. You want to tell them what happened?
Do we want to just jump right in?
I don't know.
Maybe we should say hi again.
We probably should.
Hi, guys.
Hi again.
We're going to stand in the shade.
Yeah, we're going to go to the shade. It's like 100 degrees.
Also,
Get the tripod too.
The generator is probably going to be really loud.
Yeah, generator's been going 24/7 because it's hot and we need air conditioning. So it's been a crazy couple of days here, as you can imagine. You may have seen that we had a massive storm last night.
You want to come back here?
Yeah. Hold on, guys. We're going to tripod you here.
Do you think the generator's too loud?
No, they said we're good.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
We're not prepared today.
We were on a technical support call. Here.
Just a second. It's so tall. Okay, whoa.
It's
whoa,
really
whoa,
tall.
whoa.
It's really tall. Hold on. Well, let's go down.
Okay, go. Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Gosh, we're so unprepared.
We are not professional.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Okay, we made it. Hi.
Hi.
We just keep saying hi on the yeah. Okay.
So,
what have we mentioned?
we haven't mentioned anything.
Okay.
So, like we mentioned in our intro to this live, there was a microburst monsoon last night in this area.
Mostly it was focused about 2 miles
I don't know. I think we got a good chunk.
We got a huge chunk of it, but like we said, our friends got the worst of it.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what happened here on the property.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about what broke, and then we'll talk about what didn't break.
Yeah.
And then
why it didn't break.
And why it didn't break. And yeah,
let's go from there.
Let's just start with
I just noticed my shoe is over there.
Your shoe? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's stuff all over the property, guys.
We thought
everywhere.
we cleaned it up, and we keep seeing all these random pieces of things everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
So there was rain, there was wind, 80 to 100 mile an hour winds. We probably got on the lower end of that, I think.
I think so. But that's still crazy.
It was a ton of water, so it was kind of nice that we got to see how the water runs on our property. I think that's the first time we've actually got to see it for real.
Yeah.
Since we moved here over a year ago.
Actually flowing
everywhere.
So that was a really good blessing, because we know now where we need to do earthworks and where we need to direct that water.
Yeah. And
how we can improve the land.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it was tough.
So there was this sort of situation with the rain and the wind and well, that's pretty much it. The rain and the wind. That was insane, and it broke some stuff here. So let's talk about what broke.
Okay, the first major thing was it picked up our chicken coop and threw it about 50 feet.
Like, it's a full structure, and maybe we can go look at it here in a little bit.
That was the major thing. It is smashed.
Like, it flipped it over.
And broken several places.
But
I think that we can patch it enough to where we don't have to mess with that right away.
Yes.
That's our plan, is to fix it enough to where the big chicks can still be in there and they still have their nesting box.
Right.
But we will rebuild a better one eventually. But we got to focus on the shed.
But we did flip it back over today.
Yeah.
And it's still not quite usable, but we're gonna try to fix it. The other thing is the brand new, what do you call it? The chick run? Is that what we're calling it?
Our little enclosure that we made for our little chicks.
Yeah.
It had a really cheap low-end Shelter Logic
canopy
over it.
So the run itself
it's fine.
Pretty open. It's totally fine because it's all made out of chicken wire and T-posts.
But it just shredded the cover.
The cover. So the cover's gone. So now we can't use it because they would be completely exposed all the time. So all of our chicken housing situations were destroyed.
Also, we did lose a chicken.
We did.
Our hog house flipped over onto a chicken.
Yeah.
So we had only one casualty, which I count as a win when you had noticed like how bad that was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed that nobody else got hurt because it was crazy.
It was
crazy.
Bad.
So that's what happened in the animal coop, and the pig thing was fine. I just flipped it back over.
Yeah.
I guess that's
the chicken coop was the majority of the problem.
Yeah.
But it's fixable temporarily.
Yeah. Up at the Airstream.
Oh, the Airstream. Yeah.
So this is interesting. The green stalks.
Oh yeah, we had 2 big green stalks full of plants, and they both fell over.
Oh yeah, there's dirt and plants everywhere, all over the ground.
But we only had minor casualties. The only thing that broke on those whole green stalks was I had the ring that you can put around it called a plant support, and only a couple pieces of that broke, which I'm like, none of the other pieces of the green stalk broke.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
was insane.
it was up on the deck, and it threw them down, like off the deck, down under the ground, and all of those main pieces are all perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Which is impressive.
Plants, not so salvageable. We did keep 3 tiers of our green stalk because that is all the plants that we have left.
Yeah.
Which is okay. I can't get more plants at this point. But the fact that none of those green stalk containers broke was like
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Good job, green stalk.
So green stalk gets a high five.
Yeah. High five.
This sucks. So we have a rock guard on the front of the Airstream that
like
flips up. It's like a tinted visor, and we didn't realize that this was coming, and so it was still up.
It was up.
So the wind grabbed that, it ripped it up, it slammed it down,
and broke it.
It's got chunks missing out of it. I mean, it's still there, and we can lock it down for now, but it's kind of not really doing much anymore. I mean, thankfully, we're not driving anymore, so it's not really necessary.
And had the wind like taken it and ripped it off, we would have big holes.
We'd have leaks like crazy, because when we renovated the Airstream, that was one of the main source of leaks, because apparently before we bought it, someone had added this visor and they just screwed into the aluminum.
Just screws.
And so it was leak. We had to caulk, like when we had the inside walls off, we had to caulk all of that. So like that's what I was worried about, was
the leaks.
Is there going to be a leak situation because of that?
So far,
no.
Yeah. So that we got really lucky that it stayed attached.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
What else? It did not tip over our Green Mountain Grill. That was nice.
It did move it though.
It moved it.
It moved that beast of a grill like.
Yeah.
Like cocked
did
it
we
to the
mention
side.
that like in the paddock that the goat lodge, that heavy goat lodge, got lifted up and moved a little bit too.
Probably 4 or 5 feet.
Like yeah.
Yeah, it just scooted it.
It was like up and over.
We had several things that just like moved.
Yeah. Strange.
It was crazy. Yeah.
In different directions too. Like the wind just came from all different directions. Hey, buddy.
99's here. Hey, bud.
Come here.
I think that's all that broke. Yeah? Is that all that broke? I feel like we're missing
the generator
something.
stopped working for a little bit, but I think we got that fixed.
It shouldn't have been running anyway.
Yeah. I think that was all the major breaks. We did check the solar panels. All of that is like solid.
Yeah, the solar panels are still there.
We didn't have any leaks on the roof, and our roof is still intact.
The solar shed roof is still here. Now, some people have already noticed. Yes, there is some red bag. There's quite a bit of red bag poking through the cob on the outside.
Which is fine.
Which we figured would happen. Of course, we didn't assume that there would be 80-mile-an-hour winds to rip it off that quickly. But, we're going to come back to the outside later and figure that out.
It's nothing major that we have to worry about.
And the nice thing is since we're using the Hyper Adobe bags, they're UV treated. So they see the sun, it's not going to hurt anything. They're fine. What?
I like your beard.
You like my beard? What else didn't break? Our Shelter Logic garage in a box tents.
Oh, I thought for sure those were gonna go because when we we were actually outside when the second wave of rain came in, and we just ran into the garage.
Yeah.
And that wind was
We
like
were
a
in
little
there.
crazy, and we were like holding on to the tent.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was afraid it was gonna go.
I'm
surprised it didn't.
We did make sure to auger down both of our Shelter Logic tents for
With
this very purpose
extras.
with extra augers. But what we were worried about was the first one we bought. It's over a year old, and the canvas on that one, because of the sun, is deteriorating, and so it you can touch it and it'll pop a hole in it if you're not careful. And so we had all of our electrical gear, like our inverter and our batteries and our mini split, thousands and thousands of dollars inside this thing. So that all moved today. All of that moved into the circle in the Airstream, just in case. I don't think that the garage in a box would lift up and blow away, but I do think that the cover could have ripped with those crazy winds, and then we just would have been. There's no insurance on those.
All of our stuff is exposed.
That would be real bad.
And we cannot get. We've been back and forth on if we should get a storage container as a temporary solution, because we know these tents aren't going to last out here very long.
Sure, I mean they were temporary to begin with, but yeah.
Right now you just can't even get them.
But they're still there. They're still fine. Yeah, they drip a little bit of water when it rains like crazy.
They're very much patched. Lots of Gorilla Tape and holes and.
Yeah. So we're gonna look at getting some tarps maybe to put over them just to help. Possibly. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's not like we could get a shipping container right now anyway.
Right.
Thanks to COVID. So.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that C word.
Oh, we can't say the C word?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Covetta?
Covetta.
What else? Oh, this was a fun part of the whole adventure. This morning, well, last night, after we had picked a bunch of stuff up out of the yard, we walked up to the pit where we had been digging out digging out dirt for the solar shed, and we have a big, decent-sized pit there.
Yeah.
And it got almost completely full of water. And
oh yeah, it was full.
But this morning, 9 found it. And oh my gosh, it was the cutest thing you've ever seen. I didn't think he would actually get in it because he doesn't like baths or anything, but oh my gosh. Just wait till Tuesday's video. It is adorable.
He had a lot of fun.
He loved it. And he's been back multiple times today.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to take a minute, and I do want to get a little bit serious.
Oh no.
Because I know we joke a lot, and I know we're very self-deprecating, and we talk about how we don't know what we're doing.
We do a ton of research.
But I want to say, there's a reason that we do so much research, and there is a reason that we take the time to build things very robustly. So we've had a lot of people in comments, questioning why we built the roof so strong, why we put hurricane straps, hurricane ties, why we put these massive concrete or cement holes for the solar array, and why we use these big 3-inch pipes, and it's because we know that these conditions are possible out here where we live, and they don't happen often. But for those situations when they do, that's why you build things to spec, and you do check the engineering specifications.
Yeah.
So that's my serious rant for the day.
You're very serious.
I know. It's just getting down to business, guys. It's okay to do your research and to be careful
and build things
and to overbuild a little bit. You can spend all your time trying to save a few bucks, and cut some corners, but that's not going to be good long term. Because if this had taken all of our solar panel arrays and flew them across the county, it's not going to do anybody any good.
Would have sucked.
It probably would have hurt somebody.
Yeah. I'm surprised our wood didn't leave. We have some plywood up on sawhorses, which we've been saying we need to get that down on the ground.
Yeah.
How long have we said that? A month? We still haven't done it. We're gonna do it.
We're working on it. We got a whole list of stuff. Maybe we should talk about that. Is now that we've seen that happen and we've seen what is possible with crazy winds, what are some things that we're doing around the property to even go further with that, like just to be extra safe?
Yeah, well, the main thing will be Earthworks to divert water in different directions.
One thing we noticed right here in the corner where the circle and the rectangle meet on the solar shed, down on the ground, the water all kind of pooled up down there, and it actually did soak through the wall, through the bag. Of course, that's all still open down there. It's not sealed up, but it did soak through, and there was some water inside the building.
Which we plan on building up this ground. Like, that's always been in the plan, to build it up and like grade it away from the building.
Right.
And we've even talked about benches around. There's lots of things that we are planning to do. We just may need to do it a little sooner than we thought.
Possibly, yeah. If the monsoon season continues like this, we might have to. Yeah.
Anyway.
Our pile of wood.
Oh yeah.
We're going to, because if you'll remember when we had that crazy.
That haboob.
The haboob.
Haboob.
It picked up a piece of plywood and threw it 200 feet. And almost hit the airstream. And so we actually do have some plywood. I mean, there's some stuff on top of it, but we want to make sure that there's no way that wind can pick up those sheets and throw them. So we're going to make sure that they're...
You know, it would take us like 2 minutes to like lift it and put it on the ground.
I know.
Can we do that today?
We'll get there, yeah. So the other thing...
shade sails.
Yeah, someone was asking about shade sails.
We were really nervous about the shade sails.
The kids were really nervous about the shade sails, yeah, because they were just...
Yeah.
But they're fine.
And we're debating, do we take them down for monsoon season because the winds can be so intense?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we cemented those things down in really well. We're using super thick chains and carabiners.
Everything is like heavy duty.
Everything's heavy duty. But all it would take is one of those chains to snap, and it goes through the window, the airstream, and then you can't get an airstream window.
Well, you can. It's just cost you.
Well, but you can't get them quickly.
No.
And then we've got a big open window.
Not for 1972.
Yeah, exactly. It's all, guys, it's like rounded and it's curved. It's not flat.
Glass.
It's ridiculous.
They're expensive. About $500-$700 a piece. So.
Easy, yeah.
And they're hard to find.
So we may just take those shade sails down. We may just take them down for the season.
But then we lose our shade, and
we lose some shade, and it's already hot.
Yeah.
But you know what? Pretty soon we're gonna have air conditioning, so it won't matter.
Is it gonna be pretty soon though?
I think it is.
I don't know.
What else do we do? Well, so we talked about how we moved all of our electronics into the solar shed.
Yeah.
So all that gear is now in there. That is nice and dry. It is a little hot, so we'll have to make sure we keep some windows open and things are ventilated.
Yeah.
But shouldn't be any worse than the shelter light.
Another thing that we learned, in our garage, in a box, we just call it our garage. We have several of those like metal shelving units.
Yes.
And all of our tools and boxes and supplies are on that, so it's pretty heavy. But we had put gravel on the bottom, on the ground, inside that tent.
In case it rained, yeah.
Yeah. This morning when we came out, one of them was like, I don't know how it didn't fall over. It was the one with the
Must have like slowly.
With the most stuff. Yeah, because like the rain kind of went in the middle of the garage and slowly seeped into the ground on the side. And that rack just was like, I don't know how it didn't fall over. Anyway, so we're like, we should probably put cinder block caps or something under that, but then that makes it too high for the tent and poke holes.
And it could poke a hole, but then you got to bring it further out. So
lots of problems to solve lately.
They're not, but listen, these are not big problems.
No.
There's a lot of people around here that had much bigger problems than us, so so we don't want to sound ungrateful.
No, we were very thankful that things weren't as bad here.
For sure.
Do we want to talk about other things that happened down the road?
I don't know if that's for us to say.
It's not really our place to say, but
we just we had some friends that had some pretty catastrophic stuff happen from the storm.
So our build's a little bit on hold and not super important at this minute. We're going to see if we can help our friends at all, because they're in a much worse spot than we are.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to find somewhere else to live temporarily because the storm destroyed what they were living in. So
yeah,
it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, they got the worst of it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Whew. Yeah.
Let's not end on a sad note though.
No. Was there anything else we're gonna change? Green stalks? Maybe not so tall?
Well, I don't know that I'll be getting new plants at this time just because it's just we gotta get this shed done, and that adds one more thing.
Either,
yeah, it's really hot. I'll probably just wait till the fall and add fall plants. That's like the least of my concerns right now. I'm just really wanting to figure out a way to prevent water from getting in the shed, get the shed done.
Yeah.
To where we can get air and power and.
I think probably the biggest thing I think we've realized from this is that the other, the shed, the solar panels, the shade sails, the deck, like we've built all those things really permanently and to last. But I think our animal enclosures we built temporarily, and we did on purpose because we weren't really sure if that's where we wanted them to be permanently.
Right.
Because we were still trying to figure out.
Also, when we built them, we had plans to like move it.
Right, you wanted to
move it.
Do that thing.
So they needed to be a little bit lighter.
Right, and so I think what we're realizing is that once we get done with this, before we sort of move into the next phase here, we're going to have to really take stock of how we're building things for our animals, and probably focus on building some more permanent things.
Yeah.
That are same
that
thing.
That are just built a little better.
Built to last, probably not built to move.
Yeah. We can always add movable structures when we end up doing our rotational grazing.
Right.
But right now, they kind of need to be permanent.
Yeah, I think that's what we've realized. I mean, and again, like, this was a weird, not normal situation.
It was not a normal monsoon. This was like monsoon on steroids.
Yeah, like everybody we've talked to that lives around here, they're like, this maybe happens once every 5 years.
Yeah.
If that. So maybe what we have would have been fine in most situations, and maybe we're overthinking at this point, but that's kind of what we're feeling right now. Is like, okay, maybe
just how can we make it a little better?
The next time that we do something for the animals, we just build it so that it's more permanent.
Yeah.
Because we had almost all of our animal stuff break.
Well,
yeah.
Well, the pig thing didn't break; it just flipped.
That's true. Yeah.
And the goat lodge didn't break; it just moved.
The chickens just really got the short end of
the poor chickens, guys. Right now, the little chicks are in the goat lodge, so they have shade and they're okay. We do have a little cage that we can separate them at night from the goats and the big chickens until we can get the other chicken coop fixed.
It's a little complicated right now.
It's kind of like, what is that game where you like
Twister?
move stuff? Well, kind of. I don't know.
Jenga? No. We're not.
What's another game?
We're not on the same wavelength, apparently.
Is it Monopoly?
No, it's not.
Okay, guys. Anyway, should we answer questions? We haven't even looked at.
Yeah, I think we're about ready to do questions.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that was all of the major things that happened.
All right, I'm gonna pull them up on here so we don't have to go. Because that's super annoying.
I think they like seeing your finger.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Did we say our solar array is okay?
Guys, our solar array totally made it through.
I was very happy with all the things that we've built, like the solar array and the solar shed. Like, could not be happier with what happened.
How they performed.
Yes, they performed very well. Top performance. What if we say performance on all of our videos?
Let's not. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, we're gonna start at your questions at the beginning.
Okay.
So yes, red bags. It's worse around the other side.
We'll take you on a
because
tour.
of the way the wind came. But yes, some of the red bags are still showing.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll just put more cob on there.
Yeah, it's fine. It's UV coated.
And when we're done with that, we will seal it, so that shouldn't happen again, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it did show us specifically like where water runs on the building,
yeah.
so we know where we need to like build up our eyebrows over the windows and stuff. So,
which we all were planning on doing eventually.
But now we know exactly where to do it. Yeah, exactly.
We do need to take some pictures of this so we remember, but I think we'll remember.
Yep. Let's see. Sorry. Yes, chickens were hurt. Yes.
One chicken.
The cob did pretty good. The shade sails were good. Sorry, we're just backing through here for questions here. Small buildings need to be staked down like a tent. Yeah? Maybe?
Yeah, well, the reason that we didn't stake them down or secure them is because we wanted them to be able to move.
It's more like it was rotational grazing.
Well, that was the original plan. But right now we just take our goats out for walks to let them eat plants. And the chickens go anywhere.
Things change.
Yeah.
That was our original plan. So So I think probably what we'll do is and this is what we're actually kind of planning right now, is the more permanent structures and then movable fencing that will allow us to do rotational grazing, so that we don't have to like move buildings
on down the line. Yeah.
It's still a ways off.
Yeah.
Still a ways off.
We have a few things to do.
Yeah.
We'll just take the goats on walks for now.
Yeah, Leo said at least the rabbits are safe.
Oh yes.
Thanks for taking the rabbits.
Leo is taking our rabbits permanently.
Yeah, they came and got our rabbits, and I'm glad that the rabbits were not here, because I'm not sure what would have happened to them.
They would have been drenched and not happy.
Well, their thing kind of got messed up a little bit.
Well, just the doors on the bottom, but anyway, we are rabbitless now.
Yes. Simplifying. We're trying to simplify, guys. Okay.
How else can we simplify? What other animals can we get rid of? No, I'm just...
Wind, yes, wind. People asking about the shelter logics, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
The awning on the Airstream was not out.
It was not out. We are very diligent about putting that in.
Paranoid about that dang
awning. If that had been out and the wind caught it, we would have holes.
We'd have holes this big in the Airstream.
Yeah.
We would have just ripped it out.
And, duct tape.
Anytime there's like a hint of wind or rain, the awning goes back in.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Usually around 1 o'clock each day.
It's, 11 to 1. 50-mile-an-hour winds, in Minnesota.
That's kind of like what our spring was all spring.
So the upside of downsizing, they said they were talking about covering that tent with a tarp.
Yeah, I meant to look at their video because I know that they've talked about adding a tarp over it. I just don't know how it's secured. So I need to look at this video.
We'll watch your video.
We'll watch your video.
Yeah.
They always have good ideas.
Yes. Let's see. Did we get the tornado warning? No, but we got all kinds of warnings.
Why is it so dark?
I don't know.
Oh, that's really weird. I wonder if it got dark on other... It's like I can barely see it.
I think your phone is hot and it's trying to regulate itself. Because it's so hot. It's so hot out.
Just blow on it.
Yeah, it's not gonna help. My phone and my watch were just blowing up with like dark sky weather alerts like all evening.
Yeah.
Like severe weather statement, severe thunderstorm, flood watch. It was
wind advisory.
Wind advisory. It was Yeah. We're like, okay, so things are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Were we able to capture water? No.
We're not concerned about that at this point. We're not set up to catch water right now. And when we do it, we want it to be a more permanent thing. We don't want to just set something up temporarily. We're working on a plan to get the water from the roof here into a tank, but it's going to be a while before we're ready for that. It's a big investment.
Yeah, it's and also, you really kind of have to design it around your property, which we're still designing a little bit. And so that's one reason, even though like we are all for rainwater catchment and we're gonna get there eventually, we're just not yet because we're not at that place.
Right. All of our money's going to solar at this point.
Yeah. And we're really lucky in that, we're part of a well share that's just 10 minutes down the road. We can
Yeah.
transfer that water if we need it, so we're not relying on it day to day. So we're gonna make sure we do it right when we do it, and we've got a little padding there, a little bit of time before we get into it.
Yeah.
But we will catch water one day, I promise.
Gotta save the resources first.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, there just down the road, there was a huge fissure collapse.
Oh.
Because of all the agriculture out here
It's
that's
draining the water
sucking
table.
the water table down.
Yeah.
And so, like, we don't want to add to that. We're not going to get a well. We are going to do rainwater catchment as soon as we can, for sure. So that, we don't get huge caverns that open up underneath us and suck us down.
I mean, it could still happen. Like, agriculture's not that far away from us, but...
I think we're far enough away. It wouldn't.
But the plan is Earthworks to catch the water onto our property.
Yeah.
And help prevent that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Any more questions, babe?
There's a lot of questions.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Say
the question. I'm reading. Hold
Okay.
on. Some of them aren't questions. Some of the people are just like talking to each other. So
okay.
yeah.
Carry on.
Building materials are too expensive to have to do it twice. That is
Exactly.
True. Exactly. Yes.
Except we're having to do the chicken coop twice. We learned. It's a lesson.
Someone said it's great that you had water running on the property. Yes, it is, because we were getting a little concerned that maybe we would never get water because
we watch it
we've
go
been
all
here
around us.
over a year, and like we can see all around the valley, and we see huge rainstorm over there, over
even
there,
like a mile
over
down
there.
the road, we can see it.
And we
don't get
have never gotten anything that actually causes water to run on the property. And like we're getting ready to like start planting berms and swales and like all this stuff. I'm like, is there even a point? Because like, there's no water. But
there's a point.
It's good to know that it does exist and that we just kind of moved out here during a really bad drought, and that the water is here. It's not gone completely, and we don't live in a black hole of waterlessness. Hopefully, you like that, a black hole of waterlessness.
Waterlessness. I did not bring my water.
I didn't.
Very thirsty.
Me too.
And I'm not allowed to drink on our.
Oh, you are. You can do whatever you want. Sorry guys, there's a lot of questions.
You should read it while we're talking.
I know. Can you make animal shelters out of dirt bags?
Yes, you can. And we're considering it.
Because they wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. It's a strong contender.
Yeah. We're definitely thinking about it.
Mhm.
But
again, shed first.
Yeah. And I think this goes back to our sort of priority for animal building has always been, let's build it as quick as we can because we just bought animals. And
here's 2 pigs.
Here's
now
2
what
pigs.
Do we do?
How do we contain them? So we've done that. We've had our fun, and now we're gonna get serious about it.
So serious.
So serious. So serious. Okay. Yes, monsoons tear stuff up, almost hurricane level. How's the planter? We talked about that a little bit earlier. The green stalks were knocked over. We lost a lot of our plants, but the green stalks themselves are still intact.
We only broke a couple of the plant supports, which I feel like that's amazing that none of the actual green stalk planters broke.
And there were pieces of green stalk like
all
everywhere.
like up here.
All like hundreds of feet away.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It was crazy. If it's strong monsoon season, we could have stronger storms next week. It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, but I don't think that's going to happen. But we have thunderstorm possibilities every afternoon all this week. So we're definitely a little like but I don't, again, like it seems like what hit us.
What do we like?
I think what hit us was a little out of the ordinary. I mean,
it was.
we know a good monsoon, but like this was a step above that.
Yeah.
We hope and think and pray. Yes.
Okay. Hope and think and pray. What else, babe?
I'm reading. Sorry. You can get
What's this awkward pause
I'm
while we
sorry.
read questions? I feel like I need to fill in a space with an antidote.
Someone's
Antidote? Is that the word?
anecdote.
Anecdote.
Yeah. Someone says I would be interested to see the drone in the air to see the direction of the water flow. We just did that this morning, actually, work with, because we're going to send it to our permaculture expert that we're working with, and we thought it would be good for us to know too, like which way the water flowed. Flowed.
Not
Flewed
flued.
is not a word, guys. I don't know what I was talking about.
We're real tired.
The water flewed.
Okay, I'm gonna slide this in here right now while we're talking about permaculture.
I'm gonna go get my water.
More support. We are working with a guy here who has actually studied with Jeff Lawton. If you're into permaculture, you probably know who Jeff Lawton is. Anyway, if you are in Cochise County and you want to get serious about permaculture, I have a guy. His name's Rudy Poe. He's great. He's studied with Jeff Lawton. He knows his stuff. He is building a business here in Cochise County to help the county, like, do a bunch of earthworks and stuff. So if you need his contact information, I would be happy to pass that along. Commercial end.
Did you tell him when the thing is?
Oh, and he's doing this permaculture event at his property. It's a free, what would you call it, workshop?
Yeah.
It's a free workshop where he's going to explain, like, on his property, where you can see the berms and swales and how it works, and how to plant trees properly, and lots of other things.
And all that stuff.
And that is coming, is it next weekend? 17th? What is this? What is today? Yes, next weekend. So if you want that information, just shoot us an email, and I will get that information to you.
We're going to be there.
Yeah.
A bunch of people are going to be there.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be really...
very educational.
Yeah, like every time we've talked to Rudy, we've learned so much. Like, he really knows what he's talking about. So we're excited about that. We're excited. Oh, you're not going to drink on camera? We think it'll be cool. Send us a message if you're interested. Blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Here you go.
Thanks. Let's see.
That one comment, like, scarred me. Now I can't drink on camera.
Stupid comments. Iron Ridge solar racking is awesome, Bill. Yes.
It's worked great for us.
Although I will say, our friends that had their catastrophe, they also had an Iron Ridge, and
it blew two
panels off, and it ripped stuff out of the channel, which they're supposed to be rated for 110 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they got down there, but
they got it way worse.
They got it way worse. Yeah. So
it was worse.
Also, theirs was older, so maybe things needed to be tightened. I mean, you are supposed to tighten them every so often.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea. But like, it was crazy. Yeah.
I feel like I need to fill the space.
How many gallons of water did we not collect?
Oh, so much water we did not collect.
What is it? How many gallons did Rudy estimate we could
2
catch
million
during like a single rain, or is that for the year?
I think for the monsoon, based on a 12-inch monsoon season.
Okay.
So
that's about the year.
Yeah.
We could potentially capture 2 million gallons.
2 million gallons.
What?
Based on his layout of our property and how we can.
And how we would funnel it and build for it.
Yeah.
Crazy. Kids are asking how our kids are. Was it scary? It was scary.
Very scary.
Like it was scary.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like they were worried.
Mm-hmm.
Usually our kids don't get worried about stuff that much, but they were like.
They were more worried about the shade sails hitting a window. So yeah. It was scary.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're fine. Everybody's fine. Could have been bad.
Yes. How do they charge you on a well share? So they charge us a monthly amount, and then they charge us $3 per 1,000 gallons. So it's really cheap. It's
super cheap.
Like $30, $40 a month.
Yeah.
Because we don't use that much water.
Yeah. Think about that though. If we had caught all that water, how much money we would have saved.
All $30. Like I've said this before, like even once we're fully on rainwater, we'll probably still pay the $30 a month just to have a backup.
Like last year, hardly anybody caught anything because it didn't rain. So
yeah,
it's nice to have a little backup.
You gotta have your contingencies out here in the off-grid life, right?
You always throw out some big words, and I feel like when I throw out big words, they're wrong. And then you
contingencies?
Yeah. Oh. But I said, Antidote? Is antidote's a word? Antidote. It's like a vaccine or something
Yeah.
that... But what was the other one?
Anecdote.
Anecdote.
Yeah.
It's too similar. English is dumb. What else?
Don't get swallowed by a sinkhole. We'll try our best.
Yeah. Well, about that fissure. I heard, I don't know for sure if this is true, but I heard that they put like 50 cement trucks into that in the first day, and it wasn't full.
Yeah, the road's still closed, like, because there's a big crack on the side of it.
It's down, and it's in the middle of the road too.
Oh,
it's
no.
down. Someone said 10 feet. I don't know for sure. I haven't read all the things, but far, and then it goes out to the side. So it's not just a crack straight down. My friend said it's at least 10 feet down, and then it spreads out to the side. That's a lot.
It's dangerous.
It's a big crack.
We were talking about games.
It's a really big crack.
We were talking about games.
It's a really big crack.
We were talking about games earlier. It was Tetris.
Yes! Okay, good job.
You got it.
High five.
I did not. I was not on the same page.
Wait, did you say Tetris? Maybe you did say Tetris.
No, I didn't.
I feel like maybe you did. No, you said Jenga.
Yes, I did.
It's kind of like Tetris. Right?
Yes.
Are you reading still?
I saw some of your planters flying overhead in Tucson. Probably.
Yeah, evidently Tucson got like this major haboob.
Yeah.
Hey boo.
Hey boo. Where did you ride out the storm? In the Airstream and in the shelter logic tents.
Yeah.
Because we
And
were
in the truck.
out trying to fix stuff, and then it started raining again. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the truck.
Yeah.
So
All different places.
It's kind of all over the place. Yeah. Did you have services for the mouse? No, we did not. The mouse.
Oh. No, it was very quick.
It was quick. Everybody says it's okay to drink on camera.
I still can't do it. I just can't
do it. Do it.
What if I spill it and then everybody's gonna laugh at me? You're welcome.
Someone said 2 million gallons?
Yes! Was it all caps too?
I think it was 1 million.
No, I think it was 2. I'll ask Ruby.
But not from a single rain. We should
No, it's
specify.
12, based on 12 inches of rain.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of our average.
Yeah, 12 inches a year is about the average.
Isn't that sad?
That is kind of sad.
Sad.
Yeah. But upside of downsizing, so we got 200 gallons from their little solar shed.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that. I keep up with Bill.
Yeah.
And Yvonne. I keep up with Yvonne more than Bill. Her garden. Have you seen her garden?
I haven't.
Guys, if you're not watching Upside or Downsizing, you're missing out. They're building this really cool straw bale house. But Yvonne is also this really great gardener. And they have a really cool greenhouse that they built. And she does straw bale gardening, and it's really cool. Commercial number 2.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I need to keep saying stuff, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Can you
I
add?
caught up. We're caught up.
Okay, good.
The last question was, did water get through the foundation of the solar shed? So we talked about that earlier. I had one little part.
Should we like show things, like move them around?
We've only got 15 minutes left.
Oh no.
Guys, we have a homies only Zoom call that we're doing at 5 o'clock.
Homies only Zoom?
Homies only Zoom. So if you're a tiny shiny homie, we're going to do a Zoom call. Everybody's going to be on the call at the same time. It'll be lots of fun. But we only have 15 minutes.
Hopefully somebody's on there.
Oh, I think somebody will be on there. So negative. Don't be so
Sorry. It's my default.
It's my default.
I need another.
Maybe we'll walk around with the homies and show them everything.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So right here in the corner where the circle and the rectangle meet, the water did pull up down here.
Let's just show it. Look.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you can see on this. Oh, it's still not the floor. Okay, see this right here?
Still wet.
Still wet.
Yeah.
That's where it came in. We will probably temporarily build that up just in case it rains again. Crazy.
So basically all it did was there's like a little tiny wet spot
Yeah.
on the inside of the solar shed.
Yeah,
where
it wasn't bad.
Kind of like seeped through the wall.
Yeah.
And also like we hadn't sealed like on the inside, the bags are still visible there. I'm pretty sure there's actually a physical hole like between the bags there too. So I'm pretty sure that's why it went through. Yeah.
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 Is that it?
I don't know. Let me see. Let me see.
I think that was all the questions. We will have a video out Tuesday that shows like all the destruction.
All the destruction.
This is definitely gonna have to look at that. So what happens, I think, I don't know this for sure, but what I think is happening when the rain hits this, it washes the clay away and leaves the sand and aggregate, and the sand and aggregate keeps flaking off.
Yeah, it's not as solid.
So I think what happened is that that clay got washed away.
Yeah.
But it's all fixable. I'm not worried about it.
Fixable. Yes.
Was that it?
I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's it.
No more questions.
No more guys, no more questions.
No, they can answer questions.
Anyway, we're good. We're okay. We've got a few things we got to fix. A few things we're going to change.
Yeah.
For the next time we get a crazy storm that comes through.
Yeah.
So thanks for worrying about us.
Oh, but we're fine.
And thinking about us. But
yeah.
I think we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Here, one more time.
No, I can't.
Drink one more time.
I already did it.
Just push past your fear.
Maybe next time. I can't do it again. You do it. It looks really good when you do it. Especially
when you like dribble it down my face. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Gotta jump off here and get with our homies.
Get with our homies. We're such nerds.
Why are we dumb?
All right, guys. We're out of here.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.